atmosphere or the talk around the 49ers is a lot of go get Max Crosby, go get Justin Jefferson, go get this guy, go get that guy. I'm immediately, you know me, I've pushed back on that because I'm just like, I want to believe. I'd love to be a one player away. I just don't really believe in my heart of hearts they're one player away. I don't think that's the right time at all for some big veteran swing. And I definitely don't think it's right to go back and have all the sentimentality, bring back Armstead and Hargrave and Greenlaw and Debo. No. Don't bring back the old guys. I think you got to do this in the draft. I don't think there's any. You've tried your shortcuts. You have the head coach and you have the quarterback. So a lot of teams never get there. You've got that. So now go build up the rest of it. It shouldn't be daunting. Seattle's going to be paying big money extensions to Devin Witherspoon and JSN and others. So their cap room will be usurped before long. It's a cap sport. Just go out there and draft well and build this thing up. But then there's the trade market. And the one thing that about Jefferson that's interesting is there's a lot of talk that Sterling that he would maybe like to play with the quarterback he's played with, Sam Darnold. And what if Justin Jefferson paired up with JSN? With that defense in Seattle, you and I could be the running backs, and they might be able to win. I mean, that's going to be a very, very scary thing. So if you're the 49ers, I think you got to be in the deal flow on Justin Jefferson and at least close to it. You got to either be in that thing or make sure he doesn't go to Seattle somehow. If he gets to Seattle, that's a really, really bad thing. And if he does get to Seattle, I think the 49ers really have to be aggressive about what they do on defense in the secondary. They got to invest in a true number one corner. You saw on Super Bowl Sunday what Christian Gonzalez, a true number one corner, looks like, and the 49ers don't have that player. So a Christian Gonzalez would be a really nice thing for the 49ers to add. The Patriots didn't win, but it wasn't because of Christian Gonzalez, right? Christian Gonzalez did an amazing job and was fantastic. So Niners may have to, if Jefferson and JSN are getting together, the Niners may have to, react to that by going after either D linemen that can get to the quarterback and really hit Darnold. But they got to build up that back level. That coverage has got to be way better, and corners got to be a major investment.
Yeah, not to bury the lead here, but I don't see San Francisco making one of these splash trades this offseason. Whether it's Max Crosby or Justin Jefferson, I don't think San Francisco is equipped like other teams, say the Rams, say the Dallas Cowboys, say the Seattle Seahawks, that are one player away, but also have, whether it's high-end picks or a ton of money that can help acquire these players. I think San Francisco needs to be in the more the merrier conversation. It isn't always exactly how much you spend, it's how you spend it. And I think San Francisco needs to be very particular in how they spend their money this offseason or who they trade or whatnot. But the way I view it is that this is actually a really great time to have the holes San Francisco has, whether it's wide receiver, edge rusher, interior pass rusher. The draft and free agency have plenty of players that can fill those holes for you, fill those roles for you. We'll probably get into more of that time, obviously, but I see online all the time a first round pick, and I see Mac Jones and a second rounder for Justin Jefferson. I'm like, why would the Vikings even answer the phone? They're going to block your number after that offer.
The one I saw today it was Mac Jones, the Niners first round pick in 26, and the Niners second round pick in 27.
Right.
And if that were the deal, I think it's a high price, but it's a price that I would do, especially if I thought he was going to Seattle to pair up with JSN. I really think it's in your best interest not to see that.
So you would, in this case, you would say I'll part ways with
Mac Jones,
which is fine. That doesn't bother me at all. But I'll part ways with the first round draft pick that could be a wide receiver. Granted, you're getting Jefferson back, so the need is gone. Just to simply block your opponent you're kind of pulling a Cody Ross, if you will. Don't let the Padres get Cody Ross. You make sure you're the team that can benefit off the play of Jefferson. Obviously Jefferson will be awesome in San Francisco. I just don't think the Vikings want to part ways with him, knowing that they may have to get a new quarterback as early as this offseason with McCarthy out there, whether it's Cousins or let's say it is Mac Jones. Like, they view themselves not that far away, right? You have O'Connell, you have Flores, two of the best coaches in football, or at least somewhere up there. I don't think the Vikings view themselves as rebuilding. And if that's the case, I don't think they're going to part ways with their best offensive player, bar none.
Yeah, I mean, I once again, Matt Barrows is probably the guy that I listen to the most when it comes to the media, and he had a thing this week in his mailbag, and he's like, I don't think Minnesota's going to trade Justin Jefferson. So that was his point, and I'll go with him on that. I don't see why they would. It makes no sense. I understand why Niner fans would talk about it and why it's great, fodder. And he was at the Super Bowl. A lot of people, hey, Justin, you want to play for the Niners? I'm sure he got that 100 times over the course of the week. You're just going to get that. He was at Radio Row. There was lots of people around him. I guaranteed he was asked that question a bunch. But I just don't think Minnesota's gonna move him. So where would you start? Okay, we'll let you go first with your plan, and then I'll throw a plan out there as well. Where would you start with rebuilding this team? Do you have we've now had plenty of time to watch the season, do our due diligence on what happened, our autopsy on the season. We saw the playoffs. We saw them succeed in Philly. We saw them crash and burn in Seattle. We see who won the Super Bowl and where the league's going. Where would you begin to rebuild for 2026 if you're the 49ers?
I think,
or what's your theme, I guess, would be the question. What's the theme? What is your takeaway from this year? And like, what would be your theme going forward? Like, what do they need to do from where they've been?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would say speed, right? You saw that Seattle game in the playoffs in week 18. Guys couldn't get open. They couldn't take the top off, and that was an issue for the offense as a whole. But I watched that Super Bowl, and a lot of the problems the Patriots had were a lot of the same ones San Francisco had. And yes, speed was a big problem. They didn't have a number 2 wide receiver. Stephon Diggs was getting locked up by that Seahawks defense. But I think a lot of it comes down to trenches and trying to protect your quarterback, but also getting to the quarterback. You look at what Drake May and how that game transpired. Yeah, he didn't play great for a lot of reasons, but a big one was he had his head on a swivel like every single snap. The interior pass rush of the Seattle Seahawks is tremendous. And if you want to be in the category of a contender alongside them, you have to protect Brock Purdy. You have to open lanes for Christian McCaffrey. Yes, you want to have speed on the outside. You find an X receiver, draft a couple of guys, get a backup tight end, all that, yes, for sure. But trenches, and trenches, once again, I think should be San Francisco's theme this offseason. Finding a legitimate left guard. I think you sign a guy, probably a veteran. I think you draft a guy too. You can never have too much depth on your interior. I think on the defensive side, you really, really, really have to find an interior defensive pass rusher to accompany Alfred Collins and CJ West. You're going to lose Clea Davis, maybe. You're going to lose Jordan Elliott for sure. I don't mind them spending some money on a guy like John Franklin Myers or a Logan Hall out of Tampa Bay last year. Maybe not those guys in particular, but I think you have to fortify your trenches on both sides, starting with the offensive line, then going to the defensive line, because if you can't protect the quarterback or get to the quarterback, you're not going to win football games in the NFL.
I've been using Cash App for a while now. It's just an easy way to send money, keep track of spending, and use a card that actually fits how I pay for things day to day. And they just launched something new I think is worth knowing about. Cash App just released a new status program for the way people actually spend called Cash App Green. It unlocks new ways for you to pay, get rewarded, and easily grow or manage your money on your terms. Now, when you spend at least $500 a month with Cash App, with the Cash App card or Cash App Pay, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like up to $200 of free overdraft coverage, higher borrow limits, and custom personalized cashback offers every Friday at places you love to shop. Turn everyday spending into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit cashapp.com/new to learn more about this and get great features launching now. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use the code CashApp10, CashApp10 in their profile at sign up. And send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Green, overdraft coverage, borrow cashback offers and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cashapp.com/legal/podcast for full disclosures.